So, if you watched the last video, you would know that I lost my ability to teach CPR. Pretty much. I mean, it's going that way. And I had to tell my boss that. And I was trying to figure out what to do next. Tonight, I'm going to go to an open house for orderly because that's a big demand for that, and I wanted to do that anyways. Now I have the time to do it, to go to that school full time, you know. But what do I do for money? I d- you know. In the meantime, I mean, technically, I could go work privately as an orderly because I have the two requirements. But what happened was, my boss actually texted me. This is weird because he really needs me to help him out. It's so weird. I've never knew someone who actually needed me that much. But I don't know how much of it, what he does is lies or whatever, because he doesn't do much. Well, he says, he keeps saying now, I'm working, I'm gonna, because he got his car impounded, and now he's taking Uber everywhere, and he's on the verge of bankruptcy, you know. But aside from all that, um, we'll see what happens. But he texted me and says, well, we're gonna do the other association. I won't mention any associations to get you certified. Well, we were going to get all certified that way, anyways, because the one certification, they're really um, putting a lot of um spokes in your wheel. I don't know if you can say that in English, but they're really preventing you from making money, and doubling down on everything. And so it was known that there were a lot of signs already that we were going to get booted anyways. So a lot of people did get booted. So I'm going to be teaching today because I have until Friday before I get booted. So at least I'm going to do that. And then he's really making an effort for us to take the other class so we can transition and start teaching and not have these problems for a while. I mean, if he thinks it's forever, I don't know about that. Like, there's always going to be bullshit happening. And then he goes and we were talking on the phone because I was mentioning something else throughout the day. I don't know. And he said that one of the other girls, her name is Juliana, who was teaching another class for moving people in old age homes, like how to move them out of the bed, how to use machines to properly move them everywhere. Um, and she was a case, like very schizophrenic, you know. And she finally sent an email saying she couldn't make it. So she's trying to soft quit in a weird way. So he's at a bigger problem than me because he's gonna go bankrupt if I don't help him, I guess. It's only me, him, and Linda. When he does once every 2 weeks, which is weird because his retention rate is really bad. It's also people who work there are it's very terrible, but he doesn't give love to develop someone, you know. But anyways, so we will see what happens if this actually goes through and I can still work. Um, I wanted to. I renewed my URLs for Fitness CPR MTL. Well, one of them was fitnesscprmtl.ca. There were two I renewed. One I didn't renew. I had problems renewing because my credit card had changed because the bank changed my credit card without me knowing because there was some You know, when there's always some problems, then they cut the credit card and they send you a new one. So like if there's always sus activities, you know what I mean? It's always a pain in the ass. Um, so when we were on the phone, he said, "Oh, I consider you a friend, man." I don't know if he's bullshitting or whatever, because you know he's pretty narcissistic, so or psychopathic rather, and I think he would say anything just to keep things going and to keep his reputation and to not fail in the business. So it's really hard to determine what he's saying, if it's true or not. What is true is I need a job. What it also is true is that that foundation is really hammering down. So I'm pretty much out of that. What's also true is the whole industry is like that. It's really like everyone rolls around and switches over and stuff like that. It's really a lot of bullshit, you know. Which is why I don't see a future for it, but I don't mind it as it is. You know what I mean? If I could do a bit and then go on to the next step and then add to it, you know what I mean? I do massage therapy, but not full time. I do personal training, but not full time anymore. Um, so you're always going to be disabled and then try to stabilize yourself. But he came in with that. Obviously, he had it was for his own benefit, obviously, but it just happens to be a win-win. So we'll see what happens. I guess I'll keep you posted, but I could say that really alleviated some of my depression and anxiety. I mean, everything is externally based for me, which is very narcissistic. I'm very affected by the outside world and situations that happen to me. And though as I try to do what I can, keep good habits, just keep trudging along and try to adapt as I need to, I need a lot of help. And I've always needed a lot of help. And people always need a lot of help, and I don't have people to help me. Um, One of the groups that I'm going to again, the woman called me to sign up for the fall session, and she kept encouraging me to talk, you know, because um, she didn't know about my, you know, my suicidal thoughts. You know, it's like it's not a life that I like to live. You know, I don't really have anything, or yeah, I don't really have anything to live for precisely. Um, but I just keep doing it. So she kept encouraging me to talk, but the thing is, like, eventually I just shut up because if someone's still repeatedly in my life in some way, I don't do it unless it's someone who I know I'm never going to see. Then sometimes I just kind of let things out. I remember I did that to a banker when my father died. I knew I wasn't going to see her after that, so it was kind of like, whatever.